You're listening to the soothing sounds of the irritable Bosko and Spyder podcast. This program is brought to you by contributions by viewers like you. Thank you. Now, enjoy your IBS experience.
Aww, yeah. Do you hear that? That's the sound of pure, unadulterated IBS.
Pure, unadulterated beef.
Yes. Wow, that's really aggressive.
So aggressive.
That's
So
really aggressive. We've turned it down for the IBS podcast because we're the ones that matter.
And we feel like you need to hear us as much as you do not want to hear us.
That's right, and none of you matter.
None of you matter.
Only us.
We don't matter.
We don't even matter.
Nothing matters.
Well,
Who matters?
According to Rick and Morty, absolutely nothing.
And according to Metallica, nothing else matters.
Yes.
Perfect.
So welcome to the IBS podcast, everybody. I am Spyder.
I am Bosko. We got B-Ride the middleman.
The middleman.
That's cute.
Yes, he can introduce himself now if he likes, because he's part of the show now. He's part of the IBS family.
It's roping me in.
That's right.
Shooting the rope.
You don't have a choice, Brian.
Yes.
That's right. It's okay. I'll give you guys ideas and you'll reject every one of them.
Yes.
Probably.
And of course, as always, this episode is brought to you by Bush Latte. If you're not bushing, you're not latteing.
Hey, you know what they say about Bush? If you're not in the bush.
Where are you?
Exactly.
We got 2 in the hand and 1 in the bush. That's what they say.
So we got 3 hands?
Yes. So we have all of it. So today is a special episode. This is after Thanksgiving. We
That's
don't
right.
give a shit about Thanksgiving anymore.
Oh,
Thanksgiving was crazy. I would say that
Happy Thanksgiving, Mike.
my Thanksgiving was nuts. I would have to say that.
Thanksgiving.
Happy motherfucking December. That's what I gotta say to that, because my Thanksgiving was...
My Christmas shopping starts now.
Right? Yeah.
I don't care about Black Friday because this year, all the Black Friday sales are supposedly the whole month.
Yeah.
So I should have been shopping like 4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Like,
if you go
last
down
month.
to the right neighborhood in Franklin Park, every Friday is Black Friday. High
yeah!
Like
It's at least Brown Friday.
It's like Friday of color.
five. Okay. Alright, New Hampshire.
I should have Will Podium out now.
And that's where you make your exit. Goodbye! See you later, Bosko!
I guess who just got kicked off the show after 3 episodes.
Yes. So I would say that my Thanksgiving was pretty normal. Nothing overly crazy happened.
No drunk uncles?
No one shat the bed,
Yeah.
which was great.
That's good.
At the end of the day, that
Definitely
was...
shat the toilet though.
Well, I mean, don't we all? I mean, if I had a good story to tell, I would tell it. How about yours? How was your Thanksgiving?
Good. So actually, the day of, I took a shit 5 times, literally.
So it was like a repeat performance over and over again?
Yeah.
Like, or was it like you pooped, then you pooped, and you pooped, and you pooped,
With an
and then for a dessert, you pooped?
It was more like that.
Alright, yeah.
any of them beer induced.
They're all beer induced.
Nice. Oh, man, how was yours?
Good. Pretty
Pretty standard stuff.
standard. Drive an hour and a half, and have a big old meal that lasts you, pretty much the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody have a turkey sandwich the day after, like an open-faced
that's the
turkey
best.
sandwich?
That's the new norm where you just show up. You show up with the Tupperware. You don't.
Show up with the
yeah,
Tupperware.
no. Honest to goodness, that's what you do now. You show up with the Tupperware. You don't expect your mom or your aunt or whoever to have the Tupperware with them. You just show up with the Tupperware. Like, hey, bag of Tupperware. Mom, can you fill it up? Okay, great. And they fill it up.
Yeah. Well, so here's what.
No questions asked.
Well, so here's the funny thing about like Thanksgiving is that, like, you know, you could, you know, whatever, like, you know, social justice warrior, like, Spyder on here, you know, like, Thanksgiving is really about leftovers, right? So
I'm on the side of the turkey, actually. I want the turkey to rise up and kill most.
Exactly.
That turkey needs to stand up for itself.
But you know what I'm saying? So the turkey died, right?
Turkey died for all of us.
Yeah, the turkey died for all of us, but like you...
Jesus turkey.
You salvage the turkey in so many ways. Right? So you...
Yeah.
I mean, with that argument, how can you... You can't even come back to that.
So like you have...
Are you one of the people that puts it in a big stew?
You make the turkey stew?
Well, my family does make the...
You make the turkey stew.
We take the chicken carcass and we make the broth.
Yeah.
You know what? But
my
that's repurposing.
My mom has done that.
Yeah.
It turns out.
Although it has not always been that way. And Mike, you can attest to this too. Freshman year in college, when we had our B-list band pictures.
And I licked the carcass.
Yes. But see,
that was supposed to be our band name, Lick the Carcass, but it never caught on. That actually is, that's still a band name that's open on the open market. If you want to become Lick the Carcass is going to be the brand new death metal band out of New Hampshire.
I always reminisce.
Leaving immediately. Goodbye.
I always reminisce about like when we were freshmen year, like we had our metal band, and like our pictures were on top of a snowbank on my parents' driveway.
Yes.
And like metal.
That was mostly due to Will wanting us to be like fucking Norwegian black metal.
I thought it was, let's go take pictures down by the school because there's a brick wall.
Well, that was in the spring.
That was the same day.
Oh,
Brittany
so
Corliss?
that was a part of the band. Okay.
Brittany Corliss was not there. Was Brittany Corliss? Oh, Brittany Corliss was there. Yes, you're right. She was there. Yes. Was she there though? That was like that had to have been. She was. No, she definitely was. I mean, so wait, are you telling me that we started a metal band our freshman year during the first semester?
No, it's not.
Remember when we got the...
So wait, this was... No, wait, you're trying to tell me...
credits for jamming?
No, you're telling me... So, the Thanksgiving bird... No, you're trying to say that I licked a Thanksgiving turkey in, like, January.
Yeah, that was the funny part of it.
Oh, that's fucking gross.
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
What?
God bless Mary.
Wait, first of all, why did your parents not throw out a turkey that was sitting in a trash can since Thanksgiving, but we came back from
spring break or winter break.
Winter break at like January 30th. So that would have been that was in the trash can for 2 months.
Yeah.
So who's weird? Me.
Well, that was the funny part of it is that there was a turkey carcass that was supposed to be repurposed.
It could have been like does your parents not eat turkey like on a bi-weekly basis or something like that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Like if you went into somebody's Brian,
didn't you work at Shaw's at the time? Like you just slice it up.
Middleman, if I was going over to your house and you were just like if I was randomly in your garage and it was January, like the end of January, let's just say, and there was a turkey carcass in there, would you say, oh, that's from Thanksgiving? At the end of January? Like you did not take out your garbage until fucking the end of January?
Honestly, it probably wouldn't be there. So
yeah. You're not making his case. That's what I was.
Well, I'm not making a guess at all.
Shame.
No, I know.
Shame.
I was also at fault
Shame.
for being a weirdo that wanted to lick a
And
carcass.
you licked it.
And I did, and I enjoyed it.
That's right.
It was
Hope
fine.
it's delicious.
And it was.
We did not eat that turkey, by the way.
What?
We
There's
did-
so many more questions to this.
I know, we did not eat. But so anyway.
Alright.
Moving on.
Normally, on normal Thanksgivings, right?
Yes.
You repurpose the carcass, or the turkey, right? So you have like the turkey for the dinner,
Make
and
a
you
little
have
broth.
leftover turkey, right? You have the carcass that you typically will put in like a soup or whatever.
Alright, I'm taking notes. Yes. Alright, so we got turkey that you have for the dinner. You have turkey for the soup. You have turkey for the days after.
But and that's
You have turkey for Holocaust survivors. You have turkey for the homeless, of course. You have turkey for the ones that you put between your butt cheeks before you go to bed. Just because, we gotta soak up some of that essence.
That's right. So, but the idea is that you want to repurpose the meat.
Yes.
Now,
It's no longer meat, it's now
It's
stationary.
Bones, fat.
bone saw.
And,
Get in here, Peter Parker!
But imagine this for a second, right? So, I'll occasionally watch like cooking shows, right? Like the cooking competitions and like all the
Like the Master Chef
like
or
top
like a
chefs.
Chops or
Yeah, exactly. Or like what's it like?
beat
Hell's
Bobby
Kitchen.
Flay's ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Beat Bobby Flay off.
So you see like those.
Red Rocket, come on, Red Rocket, come on, Bobby Flay, Red Rocket.
Red rum.
He's just like, oh yeah, reductions.
But like imagine like you watch those shows, right? So and like if you look at like something like Hell's Kitchen, right? So the moment that these people make it incorrectly, you're automatically throwing it into the trash. Right?
You're like, what the fuck is this guy doing in here, Mr. Red Beans and Rice?
So imagine for a second, right? And so I'm not going down any sort of social justice warrior message here. But imagine.
That's what everyone says before they say something terrible. It's like, I'm not racist, but all black people need to go back to Africa. It's like, wait, alright, so wait. Where is that not racist? I feel like you're about to say like, alright, all Fruit Loops are created equal.
That's right.
But the fucking blueberries are supposed to be in their own box. It's like all of a sudden all the blueberries are coming around being like, own box, like what's this, own box. And then it just turns into a giant chit chat. Right? Unless you like talk to Count Chocula and then like Count Chocula comes around and gets more separation of church and state.
1 marshmallow, 2 marshmallow, 3 marshmallow,
He has Down
Yeah, that's
syndrome.
right.
You can't make fun of him. Alright? He's just trying to count.
Count Chocolate and the Count from Sesame Street are the same guy. They all
Pretty
want.
much.
One just has a
they're
facial
from the same-
deformity.
They're from the same family. They want the same thing. They want unity.
Cousin
Just
Count!
Just by mathematics.
Drunk uncle
Mathematics
from
is not
Sesame
lying.
Street.
Mathematics is not lying.
But think about the humor of this. So it's like that. So like imagine, for example, all right. So you start off as like like a cow, right?
Right.
Imagine being a
As
cow.
we all do.
Yes. Imagine being a cow for a second, right? And so, but it doesn't have to be a cow. It can be any animal, any butchered animal.
Yak!
All right.
Yak! I'm a motherfucking yak!
So from there, all right. So
Alright, so I'm a motherfucking yak.
all right. So you get killed and butchered and all that. All right. So and then like you wind up like getting cooked, on it. And then imagine being like that one cow or that one chicken that's like. Imagine being like that one animal that's like, yeah, you made this wrong. Throw in the trash. And now, like, your fucking, like, carcass is sitting in the trash
That's
underneath,
just like the turkey on Thanksgiving. It's
Well, like,
This turkey is dry AF.
Right, imagine just like being like, no, you made it wrong. See ya.
It's like Christmas Vacation. It's like, oh well,
Yeah, exactly.
This turkey looks not as good as it. Taste it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at least they tried to eat it. Imagine being like the one where it's like, no, it fucking suck. Like this is going right in the trash. Like you don't even have a chance to be eaten. Like, you know, it's like you don't have a chance to be like, you know, consumed and all that. You're going right in the fucking trash. Right, like underneath like all like the dirty diapers. And that's what your life consisted of right there.
Imagine being the
Tell it like it is.
That's right.
Imagine being the turkey that gets pardoned on the day of Thanksgiving too. How much like survivor's guilt that turkey has. It's like millions of turkeys get slaughtered every day, and one person's like, "No, you're getting saved," and he's like, and he's just like, "I have no idea what I'm doing," and then he hangs himself 3 months later because of the guilt. I mean, aren't we all that turkey?
We're just gonna have like Shawshank.
All that turkey. Don't you?
He just goes to like a whole thing of shit to get out, and he's just like, oh. His brain is falling down, and he's just like,
yeah, he goes into like this like Section 8 house, like on like a work release like job. Carves in the wood like the gobbler was here.
He drinks too much wild turkey during the week.
And he's like carpeting it just above Red. Red was here.
Red was here. Senor Feathers was here.
Oh boy, if only turkeys could speak English.
Or better yet, maybe they sent him to Chicago and then he got murdered.
Ooh, or he got sent down to Key West, where all turkeys and
chickens
run wild.
They run free.
They don't give a shit. They can do it.
Honestly, it's just like that.
Yes, it's so annoying down there.
It's like, dude, the chickens just walk right into the restaurant.
Yeah, you're eating chicken tenders while looking at chicken in the eyes, and you're just like, so sorry.
Chicken tenders have like a bandana over their head.
There was a time that we were in like a Mexican restaurant in Key West, and I was eating chicken. Brian, I don't know what you were eating, but like a little chicken came up and was just like, I don't know what a chicken sounds like.
And we're dropping little bits of chicken and tortilla, and it's like
it's cannibalism.
Cannibalism! It's unheard of.
Like,
oh my god!
The chick was all around Brian's feet, just being like, "This is the greatest day of my life." Little did he know that he was eating his brother. Dun dun dun!
Eating his brother meaning eating somewhere else.
Alright, so, I mean, we are Mike and Mike in the... Well, we're not Mike and Mike. We're
Bosko.
We're
Jesus
IBS.
We're IBS.
Yeah,
We're the irritable Bosko and Spyder show, so we should get into our first segment, of course. I mean, we've wasted enough time bullshitting around. We should get to
I think we should waste some more time bullshitting around with some other segments.
Yes.
That's right.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Let's see what we can do.
That's right. Well, so one of the things like I find humorous is that, and I'm not talking about the bone.
Sorry, I thought that joke was funny, and then my body rejected it.
That's right. Ew. So. Like, I find it humorous how, like, you and I...
Wait, the bone?
Yes. Boner. How, like, you and I went through like so many different jobs, like full-time, part-time, like.
Yep.
And it was funny because like I remember like listing it down like when I was at work, 'cause I had to just show like all my jobs that I've worked within like a 10-year time frame.
Yeah.
And I remember like one of my colleagues like looking like, Jesus Christ, like what the hell are you doing?
You are a mess.
Right. But I mean, you know, it's not like you're going from like full-time job. It's like, you know, you have like your part-time jobs, you have your full-time job, and then like you have this gigantic list, and like you have your college jobs.
Yeah, you got your OnlyFans.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, that's technically a full-time job.
So if you were to say from like when you started, I mean like high school, like obviously high school you can have like those BS jobs, but I'd say from college on, how many jobs do you think you went through?
From college on, or do you think from high school on? Because from high school I had like a consistent job until I got to my senior year.
Well, so college, like I think everyone works like some like BS job to some degree. I think.
Yeah.
Unless you're an athlete, Brian.
Right. So I'll go through every job that I've ever had in my entire life, and you tell me if these are like weird ass fucking jobs. Because I feel like they are weird ass fucking jobs because I've lived through them all, and I think they're all fucking weird.
Fuck you, Mike. Because I didn't make the baseball team freshman year.
Yes, he didn't make he could have got a scholarship cross country, but who didn't get it? Brian.
I could have just tried out for cross country.
And he would have got it because we have 4 people on the fucking team.
Oh, they could have done like one of those like videos too, or like
by the way, you need
the whole
5 people to score for cross country.
Yes. Yes. All right. So job rundown. Mike Spyder Smith. So when I was in high school, my first job ever was I worked in a restaurant. I worked in the back. I was a dishwasher. Then I was a prep chef, and then I turned into a waiter and busboy. I was pretty much a knack of all shit. And I did that for about 3.5 years. And then the senior year, I didn't know if I wanted to go to college or not, so I became a mailman. And I was a mailman
I remember that job.
for a whole summer, and then I realized I wanted to go to college, so I went to college.
I won't be a mailman anymore.
Yep, didn't want to do that. It's surprisingly stressful to be a mailman. Then I went to being when I was a freshman in college, I was a intramural ref for intramural football. So I did that, which was not great. So I did that for a while, and then my sophomore year, I was a AV person in the line. Actually, no. Wait. Sophomore year, I was a security guard for fucking Securitas. That's what I was. I was a security guard. And junior year, I became the DJ for all sports teams in fucking SNU, which was weird as fuck because I actually had to instead of looking at the fucking SNU volleyball team as more than just tight shorts and big butts, I actually had to play music for them, and they were just a bunch of bitches because they were just like, you should play some fucking gangster rap, and I'm like, you guys are all white, fuck. I'm gonna play fucking Justin Timberlake, the fuck, you want me to do.
I'm gonna play something that plays to the crowd. Don't you worry.
And then I went to I went to the basketball games and played fucking Kanye West. What the fuck did you want from me, guys? Senior year, I was continued to be more audio-visual. I was doing radio, SNU, music and video.
And then you became best friends with Gavin DeGraw.
Yeah, Gavin DeGraw.
By the way, Gavin DeGraugh endorses our podcast.
Does he? Yes.
Even though he doesn't know it.
He doesn't know it yet, but he will. He does.
Actually, he's going to appear on our podcast probably next week.
Yeah, probably next week. We could probably get him on
next week, maybe week 10.
I just have to re-engage our relationship. which we haven't had
You know,
in
since
10 years.
everybody's working remotely these days, I don't see a problem with
Kevin
it.
DeGraw's working
Like, you know,
remotely.
I mean, our podcast is what, normally an hour, and this is going to be a little snippet. So I mean,
Snippet.
like,
So
why
sweet
not,
thing,
like,
but then we're gonna get carried away again. We're gonna go for like an hour and a half.
yeah, why
Go
not
for the
have-
world record.
Why not have Gavin DeGraw on here for like an hour? He's just gonna be like, I am so bored. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. Do you guys have anything else? To
We
talk
can talk about all the girls he slept with on the tour bus. But
Yeah, you.
yes.
Mike Kevin raises his hand. Yes.
But so getting out of college, the first job that I ever had. So
Ryan, we have a microphone that needs to stay in place.
I'm gonna make him drop his mic.
Yeah.
So first job I had out of college was Mercer Trust Company. I worked there for about 9 months-ish to a year. I then, in the summer, transitioned over to a company called...
By the way, you don't have to name the company.
I don't care. I worked for a quick company called that my dad was owning for a little bit because I needed something because my contract ended. So I worked there, which turned into Berkshire Bank. I worked for 7 Step RPO for a good solid 2 years. Then I worked for a company that was selling software for half a minute. And then, well, it was like 5 months. And then I worked for a company that was doing more military recruiting. So I did that for 4 years. Then I worked for a robotics company for about 2 years. And now I'm at a company that I've just been with for about 2 months. So, I mean, I've been with a bunch of different companies. But, yeah. I did Gavin DeGraw stuff for an entire summer back in 2012, if that counts. Which I don't think it counts because I didn't really do too much in that whole camp.
But we love you, Gavin.
We love you, Gavin. I hope you pass me back at some point. Because we had some good times, and I hope you hear this.
And some bad times, and we know we had our share.
Yeah. I mean, we're all just living in a chariot or whatever.
We all just want Josh Groban to call us.
Oh,
That's
Josh
all.
Groban. Yes. So Bosko, what about your track history here?
You know, I try to follow a similar suit with. Well, don't forget, by the way, I don't think you mentioned this because you had your kind of like your part-time jobs, but you worked at Dunkin' Donuts.
I did.
Oh my god! How could we forget that? That
the
was
summer.
my favorite.
The summer of Dunkin's.
Absolute
summer.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Favorite.
Come home with a bag of donuts.
Favorite time. Favorite time of Dunkin's.
What was that? That was my sophomore year going
Excuse me.
sophomore going into junior year summer.
Excuse me, but I must interject. So. I was.
How dare you?
No, how not I dare I?
Wait, what?
So.
How dare me not?
Exactly. So. I was playing men's league baseball,
Which is
Still
exactly what it sounds
You
like.
still are.
I still am, but the league I was playing in back then was a little bit more competitive. As in, like, that's like the leagues that.
They wore cups.
The leagues back then
Oh, they did work.
were more like college players, like any 10 players and stuff like that.
Still chasing the dream.
Like, well, the Grant State League. Okay, Grant State League now is like everybody's who's washed up. Okay, all right, that's.
Go back then.
Sorry, fellas. We're not making it.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not getting,
Joe's Bar
you're
and
not
Grill
getting
are no
drafted,
longer
don't you-
sponsoring.
You're not getting drafted, don't you worry.
That's right.
So back in the day, so like freshman and sophomore year,
The only thing you're getting drafted for is the Vietnam War.
so Back in the day, you'll love my team name. You ready?
The Ding Dongs?
No, better. They were called the Andover Shockers.
Yeah! Two in the pink and one in the stank!
That's called the Shocker!
Anyway, so the team was actually pretty good, but I rode the bench most of the time.
Of course.
Yeah, because they were pretty good.
First of all, bench was the coach's daughter.
And which, anyway, so they, so it was like a learning experience for the most part, but at the same time, yeah, we're like playing baseball and trying to develop during the summer, so that way you go back to the fall, like when you go back to college in the fall, you're developed and blah blah blah. And so
they came in there as boys. They came out as men.
And boys.
Yeah, there was a lot of hitting of the showers, if you know what I mean. A lot of taps. Butt taps, I mean going out to dinner after games.
Yeah, there was some of that, but at the same time, yeah, we just like we called it and
We called it athletics. We called it rec sports.
This is why you guys can't have me here. You laugh too much when I'm here.
You can't help it, man.
But yeah, basically, did alright, and that summer, and well, I went back to SNU the year after, and I retired from baseball.
Yes.
Well,
Gloriously.
competitive baseball. Now I'm in a men's league. That was the men's league before, because the men's league before was more competitive, but now the one that we do now is just like
More beer cooler.
Yeah, we drink beers actually. It's not like a softball league.
Flash.
Okay.
Up, there's one. Up, three. Up, there's four. And there's 5. 6! 7! Holy shit, do you need some water after that one?
I think he needs a COVID vaccine.
I think that he needs a Coke Zero.
Where's the COVID test?
He needs a Busch Light.
Oh no, Bush only said
We-
almost a
We
30 pack.
drank them all because they were delicious. Busch Light.
Bush Light, the bushest of the lights.
Bush Light. Make sure that you get your latte.
Grab Bush by his horns. Ooh. Alright, so yeah, so like I definitely had like my list too. Like so I started working at the hospital.
Oh, we're talking about jobs.
Yeah. I think. I mean, you were talking about baseball or something. I don't know. Something probably like cooler than what we did.
Well, that was my job for a while, but I might have mentioned that I worked Sports Authority.
Yeah, he sold shoes.
R.I.P. I worked in the Sports Authority shoe business
He was hustling Jordans.
for a while, and it was like I didn't get out of the shoe business because, well, no.
Shoot him up and spat him out.
Who do you think you are, Al Bundy? Got out of the shoe business.
Oh God. And then I
1, 2, 3, 4. You're going through the floor.
And then I just became an RA. So it's like, no, that seems like the easiest path to
Success.
most money.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so I went, so I started working, first of all, like, in adult daycare at a hospital, which I then moved on to the urology department.
Ooh.
And then
You saw a lot of penises
and
there.
then I became a candy striper. candy shop.
What is that job?
You work in like the ICU.
Dude.
Yeah. You wear
Is
like.
that like a...
It's like literally like the people that wear like the little like smocks that have like the little like candy stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of those people.
Alright.
And then so then I became a camp counselor.
Nice.
I worked at a grocery store for many years.
Nice.
We know about
Camp
those.
counselor
We know
Bosko.
about those
Oh
years.
yes, do it.
I feel like there's a lawsuit going on because of those
A
camp
lot of
counselors.
turkey from you. You big turkey.
Then afterwards, what do we do? I worked in the athletic department at my school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What school?
SNU.
You work with gas, man.
He's a gas man. Then I also became a security guard because I wasn't making any money whatsoever at any of my other jobs.
Right. Makes sense because
So-
there's not a whole lot of money at athletics.
That's right. So I decided to become a security guard. That's where the money is at.
That's where people
Yeah.
make the money.
Yeah.
Babysitting
right.
the bin hotels.
That's right. Yeah, so I did that. And then, what did I do? So I worked with you at Mercer
Yes.
in the call center.
Yeah.
Then worked again at SNU for a little bit.
Right.
And then I worked just like in finance, like different like jobs. I worked as a photographer for one of those companies that do like the link pictures.
Yeah.
Did that.
Yeah.
I worked.
Ripped your pants a couple times.
Yeah, sure did. I worked at LLB in the retail. I worked at currently work at the liquor store. That's right. So you gotta going all over the place. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have some experience.
Oh, and I worked 2 weeks at BJ's.
Ooh, wholesale.
Oh, and then I also
Did you steal anything from BJ's?
no.
Are
Should
you
have.
sure?
I should have.
You could've.
I also worked at a real estate company for like 6 months. Yeah. And here I am.
Ah. And now he's back working in finance.
Oh.
Mike Bosko Young, the financial planner that you can rely on and then unrely on. If you want your 401k to go up, down, back up, back down, back up, back down, and back up, call Mike Young.
Except for compliance reasons, you should not do that.
You gotta get in that mid-market fund.
That's
you know, mid-market's where it's at.
Call Mike, yeah, 1-800.
Mike Young. 1-800 Mike Young. You can get sex advice, also finance advice too. Mike Young. It's like,
You can dare him to drink a whole bottle of olive oil.
So Brian,
Oh,
middleman.
Speaking of olive oil, by the way, so I had like one of those experiences where like felt super blocked up. All right, and so I'm like, all right,
Wait, so this is how you're gonna start a story about olive oil?
yes,
I'm intrigued. Let's continue.
yes. Alright, so then I'm like, alright, what? So I'm like, alright, so what will? I'm like, I haven't taken a dump in like 4 days.
Oh, you're backed up.
So I'm like,
Wait, do you honestly not take a dump for 4 days?
This time I did.
Dude, I take a dump every day.
Well, this time I took 4 days.
You should drink more milk.
So I'm like, well, you know, I've been drinking a shit ton of water.
You should drink more coffee. Like, what are you doing over here?
More bananas.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, is your fiber
First, you
intake?
eat. Food is power. Power!
You do not eat any
Next.
fiber. Like,
Next.
what are you? Are
You
you
drink.
only? Are you
You
only?
drink
Well-
coffee. No, power!
If you let me talk for a second.
Wait, are you just not eating anything that's fibrous that's gonna go through
Hey,
your system?
Look
Like,
at
what
me,
are you
right?
doing? I'm concerned about you.
I eat everything. Alright. So I'm like, so I'm reminiscing about a time when you dare me to drink like a whole cup of olive oil.
Yeah, that's
and,
the times.
and I would crap it out in 10 minutes. I'm like, alright, let me do that. So I'm like,
Was that the bet? I remember that bet being very
Yeah.
differently.
no, you're like, I bet you won't drink like this like shot or like whatever of olive oil.
like how it's coming up like very subtly.
Yeah, no one's gonna get it.
Perfect.
So,
But yes, I do remember this day. We were at Greeley 13 or whatever the hell we were at.
So, like,
we were at like the brothers fraternity
So
house.
yeah, so I remember like so I did it and like
Yeah.
you were right, like it came out
Right.
in 10 minutes the way it came in.
Yes.
So I'm like, alright.
Watery and filled with antioxidants.
Yes. So I'm like, alright, so if that can work, it might work again. So I remember I did take a shot again of olive oil, thinking like, well, if I'm backed up, at least this will get through, maybe that'll start something.
Yeah. Start the party.
So I took a shot of it. An hour goes by, nothing happens. So I'm like, and then eventually I had to take a crap,
Right, yeah.
but it was the most miserable experience ever
Ooh.
because it's just like you're crapping out oil,
Mmm.
and it's like it doesn't come out like the runs. It's just like it just comes out like, and then you have then you have nothing left. Then 10 minutes later you have to go again. It's like
Yeah.
then you have nothing left. Then
It's
you
like
have
getting
50
sugar-free gummy bears.
So basically you have like the greasy farts for 2 days. Alright. So like
Why isn't that the name of this podcast? the Bosko greasy farts.
experience. Yeah. So the greasy farts for like 2 days, still blocked up, but I have the greasy farts,
Yeah.
and haven't been the same ever since.
I mean, I personally change as well.
Everybody.
It's just
I've got to go.
It's like after that, you're just wearing adult diapers wherever you go, just in case.
Pretty much. Pretty much. This episode is sponsored by Shenanigans.
We're already another fucking 40 minutes into another podcast. Where did we go? We're supposed to talk about fucking Transformers in this
We
episode.
went nowhere. Hey, but this could be another episode for next time. Another teaser.
What?
2 weeks in the making.
What? We just spent this entire episode on bullshit and we're gonna do Transformers next episode?
Every episode we've done is bullshit.
Bullshit.
But this isn't just any other bullshit podcast.
This is Nordic. This is British. This is. It's all bullshit.
Bullshit.
This is the IBS Podcast. We should get through at least one segment an episode. You would feel.
We did.
Did we?
I think.
What?
I don't know.
Poop.
Is that about poop?
No,
About poop.
not anymore.
This is the poop episode.
That's right.
I think I've enough. I'm just trying to agree with the group.
Well, Brian's over it.
Just trying to agree with the viewers at home. Oh, there's no viewers because you can't view anything.
Yeah.
Listeners, sorry.
Alright, so for this week's episode of Top 10s, well, not Top 10s, but like a top list of things that we gotta go through. So I think the top 10 overrated podcasts on the market that I listen to today.
Barstool, number one.
Be careful, Chris.
I'll be careful. I'll be careful. I'm not gonna take shots at any of our friends.
Tell you what, I got something for you.
No, I got a better one. I don't want to do this one. Let's do this one.
Okay.
Bosko, stop looking at your phone. He's looking at other topics. So no, I think that out of all the podcasts out there are a lot of podcasts, and I think that there are a bunch of stereotypical podcasts out there that we can dissect and see if these are something that we would listen to. That's gonna be the debate here. Would we listen to? would we not listen to, or would we recommend somebody else in our lives to listen to? Okay. So I think that the first one that everyone kind of goes to when it comes to podcasts, especially around like my place of existence.
I don't even know what that means.
The people that are around me. Let's just
Okay.
say. So, like, I guess like a lot of people that are around me are really into like true crime.
Yeah.
So, like, they're really into like true crime podcasts, like fucking Dateline, fucking Last Podcast on the left, Last Podcast on the left. They're also into Small Town Murder, which is a great one.
Murder.
I mean, I love murder more than the next person. I listen to all of those things, and I would personally listen to them. Would you guys listen to true crime podcasts?
Yeah, I probably would.
Like you watch Dateline. You have to watch Dateline.
I watch all that murder stuff.
Yeah, murder porn.
Yes.
Murder
porn.
with porn. So it's like all of that where you get somebody that's just like some dude in like a fucking dark room being like, this week on fucking Dateline,
On murder.
Mike Young was a normal man living in the suburbs, but his wife was a fucking bitch.
Or Jodi Arias found innocent because this guy was abusive.
Yes. Just serial killers all over the place, just coming over all these crime scenes. Like, my mom loves that shit. And she will listen to it, like, on 12-mile runs that she does. And she'll just be like... and then she's just, like, in the background being like, and that's when the first stab wound was put into her fucking belly. And she's just like, yeah, into her fucking belly. Like, that's what she will, like, fucking run to. And I would just, like, be like, I'd be way too distracted.
Like that song? Stabby rip stab stab.
Yes, but during the summer, I was also listening to a lot of those when I was like on my like bike when I was like around and like trying to like lose some holiday pounds. Like I would be listening to like true crime podcasts, and I'd be going by like a group of like people just like walking by the Wakefield Lake, and they'd just be like, and that's when she ripped out her vagina out of her asshole, and just like a bunch of people would just be like, what the fuck is he listening to? Like, it's like, oh shit! Damn! So I'm glad that we're all on the same like podcast. So second one that I feel like is oversaturated in the market is like the celebrity comedy podcast, like the
Jack Shepherd.
yeah, like fucking Joe Rogan, great. Fucking Burt Kreischer, great. Tom Segura, great. Like, all those guys all have their podcasts. And I like them all. Like, I do. But I feel like it's an oversaturated thing when you got, like, fucking Lisa Lampanelli over here with her fucking gaping vagina trying to, like, have her own podcast about queefing on the weekends. Like, do we really need that? Do we really
Now, I
need
think if you
that?
had queefing during the week, I think that's a different story.
Yes.
Sometimes
Weekly queefs.
you just
It would
need that.
liven it up. It would liven it up.
Really would.
You're just
What?
telling me, but you know.
I think what you really need is a couple of guys out in the kitchen,
Yep.
just shooting the shit.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
like we're like a man of the people. You know?
Man of the people.
Just need to roll up your sleeves.
Roll up your cankles.
Are you saying that you want something more extravagant than the studio here in Coolidge Avenue? Are you saying you want more extravagant?
Brian, for the 5 listeners that we're gonna get over the next 5 years, I want people to know where I live.
I mean,
Actually,
Coolidge Avenue,
Coolidge Avenue,
New
Studios.
Hampshire.
It just seems like a very prominent spot.
Yeah.
Like
People
where-
will come by here one day and be like, "That's where Mike Young used to take a dump.
yeah, but
On
now he's
Tuesdays.
living in a mansion.
Meanwhile,
That's where Mike Young used to take shots of olive oil so that he can have his monthly."
Take a dump.
meanwhile, I'm looking up.
This is the KFC where Mike Young got really backed up and couldn't take a dump for a week.
Yeah, the greasy boobs, greasy farts.
Like, meanwhile, I'm looking up things at the Red Arrow Diner to pick up on the way home.
Red Arrow.
Yes.
Don't get shot.
So, last area of contention when it comes to podcasts, which I feel like there's a ton of, that we can't get away from is the self-help podcasts, where there's a bunch of people out there that are trying to better people's lives by telling people about their lives and how they overcome challenges, which I personally don't like to listen to because I think they're pretentious.
Pretentious. I think it depends. Like I definitely have
Spyder!
Don't get me wrong, I like the NBC last minute Inspiring America from Lester Holt, but
I am Lester Holt.
and check this out. They are doing this and that and selling lemonade out here on the street corners to make ends meet. But at the same time, go.
That's right. What? Yeah. Well, I think it depends on the subject. So, there's definitely some that I listen to that are related to men specifically that I'll listen to. So I'll take a gander at it.
So, this podcast is about me not being able to get a boner for the last 4 weeks.
It's a message one time.
That's on you.
Hey, you're 30 years old. You're having those problems already.
Just one giant commercial for Viagra and for OnlyFans.
I mean, that's our theme song. So.
Yeah, that's good.
That's right.
Smiling Bob, having a good week.
He's having a big boner. You went to work
big pickle.
You went to work with the boner. You went home with the boner. Same boner. It never went down. He successfully grabbed a date with his boss. Something about him that everyone loved. Oh yeah, it was his boner.
It's just him walking around just like,
ha.
It's like,
check out with that. Go on.
Even people in human resources are like, damn! Bitch, where you get all that nutsack? It's like, dangling. It's like that was fucking beans on boss's desk and they just
It's like a dog. It's like the dog from Fame Wilder that was never neutered. They just had to whack him off for an hour. And then filled all the cannolis.
Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go.
What's the movie Teeth? He's like, I'm Jackson's Easter.
pretty
much. This is Bob. He has not jacked off since Easter.
Oh, jacked off since Easter! He's just walking around just hitting on every fat chick in the office.
Girl.
Even Bethany couldn't resist the charm of fucking Bob. Hey, you wanna go get a steak and cheese sub after work, you fat piece of shit? It's like, what? No! I don't, and that's why Bob is alone.
That's why all three of us will not be managers.
Luckily, this is not the HR podcast.
That's right.
I'm so glad I'm moving to Florida after this.
Florida, where you go to get a good old-fashioned green card wedding.
Yeah, that's Key West in a nutshell.
Oh, man. Look up with a Brazilian stripper and just tie her down.
That's right.
Her name is Penelope Cruz.
Well, I think that does it for another fucking episode of the IBS Podcast.
I hope you learned nothing.
You probably have learned absolutely nothing, but at least you got a better insight about what's going on in this goddamn kitchen.
That's right. Das vidanya, bitches.
I'm sure.
Medallion, you bitches. So, well, We'll be back in. We'll be back in 1 week with another episode. Fucking. I don't know. It's the week after Thanksgiving, so we can't really say like Happy Thanksgiving because we know that you didn't have a Happy Thanksgiving to begin with.
We can say Happy Holiday from Dr. Fauci and friends. Because, well, you're not going to have a happy holiday because you're not having any holiday plans because Dr. Fauci says you can't have anybody over.
Yes. And we're still locked. We're still locked down. We're not going to get locked. Well, not going to be set free.
Dr. Fauci says, hello, excuse me, none of you guys can have anybody over. You should stop talking and advertising any of that holiday nonsense. Excuse me, there's no holidays ever again because, well, handshakes are dead and elbow bumps are your generational thing now.
Oh, they have to reshoot the fucking Santa Claus with Tim Allen with just elbow bumps.
I think Charlie. Fuck Charlie.
Charlie Baker says that you guys gotta, like, you know, put the mask on. Well, Governor Sununu said that, you know, you guys gotta put the mask on too because, well, he just got off the phone with the Biden camp. And the Biden camp says you gotta put the mask on, so Governor Sununu says you gotta do the same thing.
fucking Bosko just farted in my fucking face. Son of a bitch. Alright.
Well, Dr. Fauci does not feel
My eyebrows are burning off.
excuse me, but Dr. Fauci does not acknowledge human emotion and or smells, so do you guys have any other questions for me?
On that note.
Well, another successful episode.
I play the piano. Would you like to end on a clap?
That's great.
Yes.
Be better.
Adios, everybody out there.
Hope you learned nothing.
You gotta end with your signature. Nah, you peace! The peace!